Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Infinity Dove Tarot and Dowsing. My name is Kirsten. Today I wanted to dive into some different questions, so I'm doing my four-cornered reading. I'm using the Simply Black and White, the Everyday Oracle, and the Echoes of the Unsolved today to answer questions. First, we're looking at James Comey. It literally just happened on April 28th. Oh, and by the way, happy May Day. On April 28th, a federal grand jury indicted James Comey again. This time it's over a social media post of seashells on the beach that the DOJ is calling a direct threat against Trump. I mean, didn't Trump just threaten to annihilate a whole country? Comey was just in court in Virginia, and we need to know if this is actually going to stick this time, or if it's just another cycle ending in dismissal. Then I wanted to turn my energy onto Melania Trump. People have been asking for the truth about her past for years. Old rumors about her being an escort. Now, legally, she settled a lawsuit back in 2017, but we're looking past the settlements, and we're looking at the actual energy of the history there. Next, I want to look at the Supreme Court ruling recently. They handed down a 6-3 ruling that basically took a sledgehammer to the Voting Rights Act, making it almost impossible to challenge racial gerrymandering in places like Louisiana and Texas. So we need to see how this rigging actually manifests in the November midterms. And so that leads us to a midterm question. So far, Democrats seem to be leading the generic ballot by about 6 points. There's a massive retirement wave in the House, and approval ratings are hitting new lows. So even with the gerrymandering, I want to know, is the blue wave still coming? What's going to be the final count in the House? What's going to be the final count in the Senate when the dust settles? So before we get into it, let's just give you the disclaimer that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. We're dealing with public figures, so everything I say here is alleged. It's my own opinion, my own interpretation of the cards, so please form your own and take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is just a snapshot in time. Energy is fluid, you know. It can be altered by will, action, choice, decision, because we all have free will. Nothing is set in stone. But at this moment, when I'm reading, this is the trajectory that we're on. This is the energy I see in the cards. So let's get into it, shall we? First question. James Comey reindictment. What will be the outcome? Will he actually be charged? And I got Moving Mountains reversed, Speranza, and Impersonation. Now, Moving Mountains upright means overcoming challenges, exceeding expectations, pushing boundaries, making the impossible possible. A woman on top of a mountain, her arms in a victory stance. She's conquered something impossible. She's overcome a situation. She's pushed through every obstacle and made it to the summit. But it is reversed, so that's telling me right off the bat, the mountain isn't getting moved, the victory isn't landing, and whatever case is being built here, it's not reaching the summit. The impossible is staying impossible. And there's a failure to push through, a failure to overcome the obstacles in the way. of actually making these charges stick. It's clarified by impersonation. You see this man's face made up of different people's body parts. One eye from one person, another eye from someone else, a child's nose, a man's mouth. It's a face that isn't real. It's a composite. It's a stitched together version of a person. And the imagery says it all. It's telling me that the case itself against James Comey is like a Frankenstein. It's pieced together from parts that don't belong together. It's not a coherent, real thing. It's a constructed thing, an impersonation of a real case, a performance of justice rather than actual justice. And then Speranza finishes it off. Speranza means hope. And this is really telling. It's a card of hope and prayers answered and light at the end of the tunnel, and you can breathe a sigh of relief. There's divine protection, a karmic shield. The universe is stepping in to guard you from unfair adversity. So I feel like the karmic shield that guards Comey, there's a karmic shield that guards Comey from unfair adversity. And when I put all three of these cards together, the story I get is an effort to re-indict Comey and charge him is going to fail to move the mountain. The case is an impersonation of a real case, a stitched together narrative that won't hold. Speranza is acting as a karmic shield that's protecting Comey, even though he's the son of a bitch that started all of this. And I really don't care what happens to him. But that's just my opinion. Form your own. He's being protected from unfair adversity. And hope prevails. The prayers of this person being targeted will get answered. And what I love about the Sibilla is it's pretty doggone spot on. So the charges won't stick the way the prosecutors want it to. So I don't feel like Comey will be successfully charged in a way that this re-indictment is trying to charge him. I feel like the case falls apart because it's built on pieces that don't fit. There is divine karmic protection around him in this particular matter for some reason. And that's what the cards are showing me there. And that question was posed to me by one of my listeners and watchers, Jean Love 2854. So thank you for this great question, Jean Love. Okay. So let's get on to the question number 2. And remember, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. Form your own opinion. This is all alleged. My question to the cards is, was Melania Trump an escort before she met Trump? Now, I shuffle my cards off camera because I allow, I only read fallouts. So the cards fall out randomly, and sometimes that takes a long time. So I would be here for an hour or two if I did shuffling on camera. But I just think it's amazing that out of all the cards in the deck, the unfaithful card, this card shows up. And it even looks like Melania's eyes, doesn't it? We see the first card that came out is called Unfaithful. Self-explanatory, right? Looks like what it looks like. A woman standing behind a handsome, well-to-do man. Got his goatee, trimmed and his gold chain on. And only her seductive eyes are showing. This card says unavailable. So right away the imagery is of a woman who's positioned behind a wealthy man, and her availability is in question, as well as his, right? That's the obvious. But let's talk about her. She's either unavailable to others because she's with this man, or she's the unavailable kind of woman, meaning her attention, her affection, her presence is transactional. She's not free. She's behind him for a reason. The imagery suggests a woman whose relationship to wealthy men is a pattern, not a coincidence. It's clarified by escape route. You see these hands holding a map, looking for a way out. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. This is a figure holding a map, looking for a way out. So we've got a woman behind a wealthy man. And the clarifier is someone looking for an exit strategy, a route, or a way to get somewhere else in life. So this reads to me like Melania was looking for a way out of whatever she was at the time, and men with money were the map. Wealthy men were the escape route, whether that's escort work specifically or broader pattern of using relationships with wealthy men as a ladder out. The cards are pointing at using men as a means of escape or upward mobility. So basically the cards are saying how does the song go? She ain't nothing but a gold digger. She ain't messing with no broke. I won't say the rest. Then we have the Sibillas clarify these even further. We have Il Pensiero and Il Nemico, the male enemy. This is someone in deep thought, deliberating. It reveals thoughts and intentions of the person or the querent that we're talking about. It exposes their inner nature. It's a card of calculation, strategy, planning. So this is telling me she was thinking, she was strategizing, she was calculating. Her moves weren't naive and they weren't accidental. This wasn't a woman who stumbled into wealthy circles. She was deliberate. She was planning. She was executing a plan or carrying out the plan of another. That was influencing her. Il Nemico can be a person, right? It's a male enemy. So this could be someone who wanted to get the goods on certain men. I feel like Melania was used for that purpose. This man in a dark cloak, holding a snake, hiding something. He's a known enemy. So Trump knew him. A shady person who operates through others, letting snakes do the biting. So if it's not a male, and I think it is a male, I think there's layers here influencing Melania to help catch someone in their trap in a calculating way. It can also represent the hidden, concealed, something hidden or concealed, something that's covered up, the cloak, the snake, the secrecy around Melania's past. So something is hidden under his cloak. So all four cards together, unfaithful, escape route, il pensiero, and il nemico, the scholar and the male enemy. I see a woman who's strategically positioning herself behind wealthy men as a way out of her circumstances. She was calculating and deliberate about it, or there was someone very calculating or deliberate about it. Something was concealed or under a cloak, being hidden. The nature of these arrangements were hidden. And I feel like these were transactional relationships with wealthy men, being kept quiet and instigated by this male enemy. That's what I'm seeing. Now, so whether she's an escort or a spy, whether she's a sugar baby or just a model who got involved in arrangements with blurred lines, this woman leveraged her beauty for wealthy men's attention. And there's a strong energy of concealment and strategy around that. So come to your own conclusions. I say our First Lady is a gold-digging, starts with a W. But that's just my opinion, and everything I say here is alleged. And for entertainment purposes only. Form your own opinion. On to the next question. The Voting Rights Act ruling and the midterms. How is it going to affect Congress, the House, and the Senate? I'm going to lose a lot of popularity here. And I want you to know that I'm going to look at this question again the closer we get, because things can change. But right now, this is the energy that I'm seeing in the cards, okay? So, first card we got is Hater Alert, warning. Bad intentions, evil eye, jealousy, negative energy. That's the ruling. But it's reversed, right? So the energy is neutralized, exposed, or flipped. So the negative energy aimed at voters, the disenfranchisement energy, is coming in, but it's not going to land quite the way it intended to. It may backfire in some way. Or sometimes when a card is reversed, it's even a deeper shadow energy. So bear that in mind. It's clarified by diversion tactic. This picture of these people all looking down into their phones, holding phones, focused on their phones, on the noise. Diversion tactic is distraction. It's look over here so you don't see what's happening over there. So there's phones, social media, news cycles, shiny objects that keep people's attention off the real mechanics. So there needs to be more awareness of what's going on. especially amongst the young. We need to definitely campaign to the young and let them know the difficulties around voting, and to navigate how, and show them how to navigate that. The ruling is being paired with diversion, and the public is being distracted from the full impact of what's happening. There's a lot going on behind the scenes to adversely affect our vote. So I asked, what will be the outcome for the Republicans? What will be the outcome for the Democrats? Okay? In the House. What will be the outcome in the midterms for the Republicans? What will be the outcome for the Democrats in the House? So, Republicans got La Conversation, which could represent the Ace of Hearts and Tarot. So, it's a neutral card, so it's not necessarily a victory card. It's a card of discussions and meetings and negotiations and gatherings, talking. New connections, new deals, discussions with purpose, but it's neutral. So it says the Republicans are at the table, negotiating, making deals. They have a seat, they have a strong voice. In saying what goes. For the Democrats, they've got Eladro, the thief, reversed. Now this is a heavy card. Prepare yourselves. The thief reversed intensifies the upright meaning, right? Obviously loss, theft, betrayal, deception, downfall of someone close, painful events, and treachery. I feel like this is a voting machine. This is supposed to be the vault in the picture right here in the green. I feel like that's the voting machine. The thief is coming to steal. So for the Democrats, this Eladro reverse is saying something is being stolen from them, from the Democrats. Seats, votes, representation, something is being taken. The disenfranchisement is working against them. And it shows loss here and betrayal. And so it's mirroring this haters alert reversed. It's telling me the bad intentions do result in theft from the Democratic side. The diversion tactic worked well enough to allow the theft to happen quietly. So even though we've been expecting this huge blue wave in the House, based on these cards right now, I'm seeing a loss. I don't think it'll be huge though, because this card didn't give me sweeping victory, but they have power at the table. So for the House, my read is the Republicans hold their ground through conversation, negotiation, and through diversion tactics, while the Democrats experience real losses that feel like theft, votes that should have counted, seats that should have been theirs, representation stolen by the ruling and its effects. So it's not a clean sweep for either side. The theft does favor the Republican side. And so yeah, they're gonna steal it. Steal the House. The only thing I feel this could, I mean, the energy I have to sum it, if I sum it up, that's what I have to say, right? But this hater alert is reversed, and so there's a chance this energy can change. So we'll look again when we get closer to the midterms. I'm sorry to disappoint you. That's what I see. Now for the Senate. For the Senate, we got the unknown. Says, embrace the unknown, have faith, trust the process. Everything is coming together. This is a silhouette at the top of a stairs in a lit doorway. This is telling me the Senate outcome is genuinely uncertain. It's still being written. It's still being walked into energetically. And nobody knows yet, including the players themselves. A lot of uncertainty around the Senate. It's clarified by crime scene. You see the forensic man tagging the evidence. The policeman is shining his light on the evidence. There's also a picture of a dead man, markings on the floor. So something happened. Something is being investigated here in the Senate race. There's evidence being gathered about something that goes down or went down. So the Senate race is going to involve some kind of investigation, exposure, or evidence coming to light about what actually happened. Possibly about the ruling itself, possibly about election interference, possibly about a scandal that breaks and changes the Senate math. So this is the outcome for the Republicans, and this is the outcome card for the Democrats in the Senate race. All right, so let's read the Republicans first. We got Sacerdote, the priest, also known as the King of Spades or Swords, if it were tarot. Sacerdote stands for justice, represents justice, temporal justice and divine justice. Gypsy justice, the law, the legal system, authority, karmic justice, the naked truth. So it's near the crime scene card. So for the Republicans, they may face some kind of justice. They face the law. They face consequences. Sacerdote rewards those who have been wronged and warns that anyone who has acted unjustly will face consequences. So if the Republican outcome is a card of justice and karma, it's sitting next to the crime scene card. I feel like the Senate becomes an arena where the legal and karmic reckoning plays out, especially because this is also Trump's significator card. Trump is a Gemini, and he's I can't even bring myself to say it. And he's commander-in-chief. But showing up next to crime scene, I feel like they're going to face some sort of accountability here, and there may be some kind of investigation. For the Democrats, we have I can't pronounce this, Consolazione, Grand Consolation. The Seven of Clubs or Wands, if it were tarot. So I see a man dreaming of riches, fame, honors, success, under a protective tree. in sunny, peaceful weather. So it's a beautiful card of success and recognition and dreams coming reality, prosperity earned through right action and divine blessing. So it looks good for the Democrats in the Senate. I would say this is a win. This is dreams realized. This is the consolation after what was lost in the House. Grand consolation. So the Senate gives us what the House took. The tree shelters us in the Senate. You notice he's mostly in blue and she's mostly in red here. Efforts are rewarded in this card. So for the Senate, my read is the Democrats have a meaningful win, a consolation, if you will, for the House's loss. And the Republicans are walking into a scene where justice, investigation, and karmic reckoning are waiting for them. And Trump is also next to the crime scene, suggesting that Trump's own legal situations will become a major factor in how the Senate race plays out. So putting it all together, I feel like the House tilts towards the Republicans through diversion tactics and disenfranchisement. The Democrats lose ground that they should have had. It still makes me feel like maybe we could squeak by, but we don't do it as well as we thought we would. It's not exactly a blue wave. It's tight. The Republicans still have a seat at the table, a strong seat, or we lose it altogether. But the good news is the Senate will swing Democratic. There's a real sense of blessing and consolation. And the Republicans will have to deal with some legal or karmic reckoning centered around Trump himself. So there's a split in the House, in Congress. And it could also mean for some of you, this may resonate more, the crime scene and sacerdote combination.